Hello all, welcome to ServiceNow learning videos. Today we will talk about two use cases and the use cases of before query business rule use case and what is the limitation of access control on read access of records in the list view. Let's go to the use case. Use case is ideal user restrict to see only the preferences is set in the ServiceNow platform in this user preference table, and he is not able to see the total number of records available for which he does not have access, and he should not get the message in the list number of rows restricted from this list by security constraint. This is one of the use case we are going to develop in this session, and also we are talking about another use case creating a UI action to download the selected records in the list view in Excel or CSV format. Yeah, let's go to the developer instance. First, I have created the query business rule on the sys user preference table. If the has the role ITIL, then we are fetching only the records which he set the preferences in the ServiceNow platform. Whenever we set some preferences of favorites, then those data is stored in the sys underscore user underscore preference table in the backend. Let me show you before activating the query business rule. I will impersonate the ITIL user. Let me impersonate the ITIL user. Impersonating the ITIL user who is having ITIL role, and I am opening the sys underscore user underscore preference table. In this table, you can observe the number of rows removed from this list by security constraint message. This is because of the ACLs, access controls. Access controls ran after fetching the data from the database, and they will restrict the user if he does not have read access to the record. So we are getting this message, and our use case is to remove this message, and we have to show the records for which user has read access. For ITIL user, he has access to the preferences he set on user preference table. So let me end the impersonation and achieve this use case through the query business rule. So I am activating the query business rule. Now I have logged in as an admin and I am creating the business rule and I am activating the query business rule on the sys user preference table. Once the business rule got activated, I will again impersonate the ITIL user and check whether he is still able to see the message or not and how the query business rule is running. Here, if you observe in the query business rule, the query business rule is running before querying the data, means before fetching the data from the database. If the user is an ITIL, then it is fetching only the records which the user field is the logged in user. So let me impersonate with the ITIL user and check the user preference table. Now I have impersonated the ITIL user and I am reloading the sys user preference table again. Now you are able to see he has access only to the 11 records and he is not able to see the message. Previously, he has a message like number of rows restricted from this list by the security constraints. Currently, is not seeing that message because in the query business rule we are restricting him to show the records which he has access. and this is one of the use case. And let's go to the second use case. The second use case is we are developed on the incident table where we are creating a list UI action to download the selected records in list view. For this I have created an UI action, and the UI action name is download selected records, and the table is incident table, and this will be available on the list banner button. And this is a client side call, that's why I have activated the client. If client side call is required, then on click the function, on clicking the button, this function will run, and in this button I am getting the table name where we will get the, if it is an incident table, so we are getting the incident. If you run this on the global table, then we can, if it will be available on incident, change, problem, and all the tables. So at that time this table function is very useful. And where check, whatever the records you are checked, you will get the sysids of all the selected records in the list view. As we know, the sysid is of 32 character length. So if it is less than 32 character, which means you have not even selected one record in the list. So it give you an alert to select at least one record to download. If you selected the records, then as you know, when you checked, the checked one was getting the sysids of all the checked records. So we are splitting the, first we are check getting a query sysid is in, which means it will get all the records which you checked. Sysid in all the sysids which you checked. The length to get how many records you have checked. And answer, we are giving a prompt message whether you want to download the records in the form of Excel format or CSV format. And this URI we have developed to download. As we know, g underscore navigation dot open will open the URL in the next page, which means it will open the URL. This is the UI action we have created. Now go to the incident table and check how it is working. Let me go to the incident table. If you see, if currently I have not selected any record in the list view of the incident table. If I click on download select records, it is asking me to select at least one record. We are getting an alert as per the code. But when I select two or three records, then it will ask, give you a prompt to select whether I want to download in Excel or CSV format. Let me type Excel. When I click OK, I will get the attachment which has all these three records. Let me open the Excel which got created. If you see, we are getting the in- records of that three incidents in this Excel. That's all for today. Thank you. Subscribe the service now. Subscribe this channel for more videos on service now. Thank you.